Hey, YouTube. This is the art of prepping. Hey, do you store what you actually eat? I fall a victim of this too. Sometimes I just eat some of my short-term food reserves and then don't even notice that I ran out of peanuts or cashews or whatever that I like to eat. And so I think we all have some type of food that we kind of enjoy a little more than others. There could be a type of an addiction that's involved too. But even if not, there's just things that we enjoy and that allow us to have a little bit more enjoyment through our day. And so it's not too off the wall crazy to have a little forethought and say, well, instead of just beans and rice and other kind of common foods in the pantry for short term reserves, what are some of the things that we actually like to look forward to eat? And by no means am I promoting junk food. Okay. But I will have to say, like for me, I will admit that I like peanuts. And it's not a bad food or anything. It's just sometimes you can overdo anything. And I typically overdo eating peanuts and cashews and sometimes even almonds. And so it's just how it is. I like crunchy foods. It's just a texture kind of thing for me. I like to taste. But some people are really into their chocolates, or cookies. They have this enjoyment, or they have a certain type of selective type of personal preference towards certain foods, and this is just totally normal. But what I do see when I go over friends' homes and they ask me questions, so how do you think my food reserve looks? I'm like, wow, a lot of that stuff looks like it's more long-term types of food instead of things that you really do eat and you don't even want to admit that you eat. Maybe like chips. I mean, chips are not typically the best thing for you by any means, but there's some okay, healthy versions out there if you really look. But, having an extra bag or two is a start. But I'm talking about maybe having a case or two just pushed back. Now you may say, well, these things they don't really last very long. And I agree. A lot of these foods that we're going over here have only like maybe at most like a 3 to 6 month type of shelf life, really. And so I have to say, well, this is why you'd put things into rotation. So, when you go to the grocery store, you grab an extra bag or two, just for example, of chips or pretzels or whatever, and you put them in the back of that shelf where the chips are. And in the front is going to be the oldest, and they may be a few weeks or even a month or two old, and you're going to consume them, and the freshest stuff is in the back. So you never really get any outdated food, and it won't be terribly old, but you're not going to actually have, stuff that's forgotten in the back of the cupboard or the pantry. So, there's like a lot of other things too that we need to talk about, especially beverages. People really underestimate their coffee, in particular. And it's not just the habit of getting up and having a warm drink, but people like the milk in it, the sugar. And I think that maybe this could be argued as the number one reason is the caffeine. And so people report a real pick me up, if you will, when they have it. And it really influences mood. And this one probably is the one that I'd say that is the most abused in society today and probably contributes to various levels of addiction. But people say it's a functional addiction and they overlook it. Now, what about tea? Once again, tea, there's a lot of pluses and minuses on tea. I don't do coffee and I don't do tea, and I'm not totally against either one. There are some beneficial properties of these. So once again, I'm not like overly trying to be critical on these products. I'm just saying if you drink the coffee and drink the tea, you may want to have some around to help you through transitions in case you get, for example, snowed in or you have some type of reason to shelter in place and you are there for a few days. Like where I live, it's very plausible this winter. I could literally be snowed in and actually be pretty much stuck here at the house. Like I can't travel anywhere because the roads are blocked because maybe there's several feet of snow or ice. I mean, it's very plausible. It's happened before. So, that's why I go ahead and get extra peanuts stacked, stock it up on my peanuts now because I know there'll be a time that I can't go out and get the peanuts. And so the last thing here is soft drinks. Same thing, caffeine, sugar, you know the drill. Thanks for watching.